What's happening, folk? My name's Elijah Blake, and you're watching Any Views. Keep it locked.
He's a singer-songwriter and contemporary R&B musician. He's written songs for Keisha Cole, Rick Ross,
Ross,
Rihanna, and he also co-wrote Usher's #1 R&B hit, Climax. I'm here with Elijah Blake.
What's up with you, fam? How you feeling, man?
How you feeling?
I'm good, man.
I'm liking the threads.
Oh, man, I'm trying to be like y'all, man. When in London, do what Londoners do, right?
What Londoners do.
Yeah, man. I'll trade you for the beanie, bro.
Oh, okay, cool. You got the hair all out. Girls be loving the hair.
Sometimes, man. It's like when that shit don't be dry as shit. The thing is, people see like certain styles, even just like hairstyles. You see them and you just like, damn, you don't know. The nigga gotta spray some oil sheen on that joint. Sometimes you walk out.
You gotta really take care of the hair.
There's maintenance to keep it looking a mess, if that makes any sense.
Sweet. We're gonna go straight into it because Hanging Tree.
Yeah.
Sick.
Man, thank you, brother.
Absolutely sick.
Thank you, brother.
Well, how did that even come about? Because obviously that was on the social justice visual EP.
For sure.
Yeah, and that got premiered through Tidal, right?
Yeah. But the crazy thing is I did that like a couple years ago. I did that record, but I just didn't have a project to put it on. I don't believe in just putting a bunch of regular songs on an album just because you liked it. Mm-hmm. So when the Donald Trump thing was happening and then just with the Mike Brown and everything was happening, I was just like, yo, as artists, we all are a voice. So if you can't really use your voice for something, what can you do? Mm-hmm. So I just went in the booth and I heard this track and I was like, yo, I gotta just like try to get this feeling that I'm feeling on the inside and get people to feel it. And I came out in my A&R at the time. Mike Chavez was like, yo, what the fuck was that? Like, what is that? I'm sorry for cursing on y'all thing. And I sat down, it was real heavy, but then when I thought about it, I was like, it's not a project to put it on. And it sat for a little minute. And then Jody, at the time, who was the head of the Grammy U division, she heard it, she was like, yo, Harry Belafonte is doing this amazing project and it's got Usher on it and it's got some other people on it and this would be a great song. And we kind of talked about it but didn't really see it all the way through, and this time it just felt right with the gun violence and everything in the States to really use whatever platform we have as artists to say something and to stand up for something. And it's not just blacking out your Instagram when another one of our brothers become a hashtag. It's not just being upset for the moment. It's using whatever if you're a judge, if you're a teacher, teaching intelligence and helping our young black men articulate themselves, educate themselves, teaching them how to read, and as artists, me as a singer using my voice, as a songwriter writing songs to help make people laugh, cry, and smile and be happier. You know what I mean? So it's the perfect timing for this record, and I'm excited to be able to be a vessel.
For sure. I feel like there's so much more songs that you've worked on that we probably haven't even heard of.
Ah, man.
I mean, I know
when this is over, I gotta go through I gotta press play on you on the laptop, man.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you signed in the game at what, 16?
Yeah.
Very young.
Super young, yeah.
Super young. You signed with Atlantic, right?
Yeah, well, it was like a development deal with Atlantic and Songbook at the time with Trey. So I went from high school to being homeschooled to like living in the basement where Trey and everybody was recording at. I couldn't drink. It was strippers and like Trey was living that life. You know what I mean? So imagine me being a church boy and like coming downstairs and there's like trap music and strippers. Yeah, I remember this funny story. I had never been to a strip club, of course, at 16, and didn't even know nothing about it. And they were like strippers dancing downstairs, and I was broke as shit. So I'm like, let me pick up a couple. Trey grabbed my hand and was like, don't you ever pick up money off the ground. Once that money touched that ground, it belongs to them women right there, man. If you need money,
a life lesson,
holler at me. Yeah, he was like, you get killed over some stuff like that. I was like, damn, is it that deep?
Well,
by then I had already had a couple ones stashed in my back pocket, so I was good. Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the 16-year-old when you sign now till the Elijah Blake that we have today in 2017?
It's a whole other person, bro.
I'm telling you.
It's a whole other person. Musically, I know who I am. Back then, I was a church boy and I could sing, and I knew my calling was to be an artist, but not necessarily what I wanted to say. And was I fearless enough to say what I know now that God has put me on this earth to say? It's a whole nother thing now. Like now I'm fearless and I think I understand why I went through some of the things as a kid. I used to be like, man, like why do I feel like I never fit in with the I don't know how I would say, like the stereotypical Black America. Like I felt like sometimes I came off too intelligent, and I got mad when I watched some of my interviews, and I used to get upset, like, damn, like I wish I could be that, just a little more hood. But now it's like, nah, I'm happy with
You're
being.
not really trying to fit in with anyone else. You're in your own lane.
Yeah,
you know
man.
Who you are.
Yeah, and I'm embracing my weirdness. You know what I mean, and separating myself from other people, and like my weird sense of style, and you know what I mean. So, and I'm just trying to encourage other people who feel like they don't necessarily belong to the typical community and the misfits. But not even the pretentious misfits. Not the dudes who go and get like a top hat from this high, and you know what I mean, and have a bandana around their neck and be like, I'm a weirdo. No, like people who genuinely sit alone at night and be like, damn, where do I fit in? And saying it's cool if you don't know yet. It's cool if you're learning. It's cool if you're coming into yourself. You feel me? So that's the Elijah Blake where I'm at now, and embracing the fact that I love Prince and Bowie and not being typecasted into just that urban music, because I always say, what the fuck is urban music? You know, to me, at the end of the day, music is a feeling, and I just want to make somebody feel something. I want to move somebody and inspire somebody to think differently, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
Blueberry Vapors.
Blueberry Vapors, man.
Come on, man. That's the mood last year, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Shout out to Carmack and Jimba and Arnold and all the guys who came through. Yeah.
Who was Elijah then? Because I'm looking at the track list.
Yeah.
And you had so many different types of different styles of songs.
Yeah.
And I feel like every song spoke out for a different version of
Thank you, brother.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then even just listen to the track Blueberry Vapor.
Yeah.
I really like the way Forgot You was shot as well. Because
Thank
it had
you.
like the tie and the thing.
The Asian influence.
Where was that shot?
In Japan.
In Japan?
Yeah, it was shot in
Was that
Japan.
your first time in Japan?
My first time ever. Like this is that weirdo shit. Like I was sitting with my director, and we were listening to it, and like you know, like how the it has like a Japanese feel, and I've always been like a Naruto fan, and like
Anime.
Airbender. So I'm like, so he was like, yo, how weird would it be if we just got on the plane and went to Japan and shot a video? And I was like, you know, I got a homie who worked work at the airline and got them passes. You know how real them buddy passes be. So man, I hit up my homie, and it was just us and a camera, and we were able to capture footage. This is another thing of just like being in the moment and not overthinking things, because now in the music industry there's so much room to overthink, and we just got the camera and went to Japan, and so a lot of shots we got, you would need permits for those, you know what I mean? The permit alone would have been like probably like 50 racks or whatever, so we were just moving on guerrilla style and caught some amazing lifestyle pieces, and that's why I'm really proud of that video, man.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
It was really well shot. How long did it take to shoot?
4 days.
4 days?
Yeah, but it's just 4 days just moving and shaking, you know what I mean? Getting cussed out by some Japanese people in Japan. Like, you know, like this man walked up to me, and I was like, oh shit, he's mad as fuck. Like, because I was like trying to shoot it's the part where I'm in front of the shrine. And I feel bad because it was a shrine, and it must have meant something religious to them, and I try not to mess with religion, but I didn't know it was a shrine. So I just was trying to get my shot, and man, this man came up to me, I don't know if he had a sword somewhere tucked away. He was like, and I was like, oh shoot, we gotta go. We gotta move.
That was a dope video.
Yeah.
Blueberry Vapors.
Yeah.
To now, we're here 2017.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing the new album's coming.
Yeah, the new album is done, man. It's done, and I'm
finished.
Yeah, man, and there's so much UK influence in it. I think all UK producers except for like one or two. So that's why I'm out here.
Okay.
And really trying to take in that and like lay the groundworks and the foundation and show my appreciation to British culture. I think that honestly, I told Dake and all my friends, like, all I'm missing. I was with Aston and Ariche last night.
Yeah.
And I was just telling them, all I'm missing is the British accent. Like, if y'all, God knew what he was doing when he didn't give me the British accent, because I would walk around like this and I would dress so pristine. Like, if I knew, like, you couldn't even talk to me if I had a British accent. Like, don't even speak to me right now. I'm on one. But all I watch is like Game of Thrones and watch like King Arthur documentaries. Like, I'm so obsessed with, not even gassing you, I'm so obsessed with like this culture out here, man. It's just amazing to me. Just the way you guys dress, the boots, everything, man. It's just so beautiful to me. So, you know,
I think now as well, we're coming to a mode where we're really embracing it, because I feel like a lot of people like the UK now.
Yeah.
And where's that?
And not just like, but we understand the place that you guys have in our culture.
Yeah.
You know, before it was kind of like, even when we would hear like UK rap or whatever, we would be like, what is this? They're rapping with accents. It's like, what is this? But now it's like, oh, there's a swag, and like you're now seeing that swag from out here bleeding over into the States. And now the American rappers are like trying to kind of get, they kind of are trying to have British accents, so now we confused with them, and y'all might be looking at us sideways like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? But it's dope. There definitely is a movement out here, and I'm just loving it. But if there's a forward thinking, it's always been a part of this culture, and I think that's what's kind of always attracted me, because if you look at some of my favorite artists with David Bowie and Jimi Hendrix, it's just like, that's a part of what I want to be in my place and where I want to fit in music, and where I'm constantly working and gradually moving, you know, and progressing towards. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, cool. Just gonna round it down to the last two.
No, man.
I wanted to ask, how has your musical journey influenced your life? What have you learned from being a musician, and how's that kind of taken on to your personal life?
To be more truthful within myself.
Okay.
And learning that it's okay to say, I don't have all the answers, and that there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, I kind of said that earlier, but like when I write songs, I'm learning like we can write about love all day, right? Yeah. But we love differently. You love differently. I love differently. I might love in a prideful way in this relationship, and love in a vulnerable way in this relationship, and in the next relationship I love in a guarded way. But it's still a form of love. So being specific and knowing what you're feeling and conveying that, and how honest I've been pushing myself to be in my music is kind of moved into me as a person, and things that happened to me as a child, I'm coming into that realization of, oh, that's why I'm like borderline bipolar. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And this is why I anytime like I feel like I get really defensive if I feel like a male is like this to me, because I didn't have a father in my household like a steady track of that, like you know, my real father was there, and then like him and my mother split up, and then she had other boyfriends that I was protective, so I kind of like fought all of them and forced her to have to choose me every time. And then my stepfather came into my life, and he kind of helped harness my gift of singing and everything. And he showed me that I watched a man who I wasn't his by blood, but I was his as a responsibility in terms of God and religion. And I just watched him love me more than my own family could love me in some ways. So to me, that, and having to try to sing about that and coming to terms with how he's affected me and rebuilt me in some ways.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to get anything else. It wasn't his responsibility. He was my stepfather. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't his blood. So, and I didn't have his last name. But at the end of the day, he loved me. You know what I mean? So to me, all those things, I'm using the music now to just be completely truthful and use that as a form of healing for somebody else.
Okay.
And for people to understand who the fuck Elijah Blake is now.
Damn right.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn right.
Exactly.
We're gonna round this up quickly. You didn't give me the title of your new album.
You're good. You're good, man. I was trying not to.
I mean, you know,
This guy is good. That nigga good.
I'm trying out here.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, because I've been battling with this, but so I want to name the album Audiology, right? And that's.
Have we got that? Yeah. Cool,
So I'm naming it Audiology because if you think of biology being a form, and it goes perfect. I'm gonna give you this because the question before this was so perfect to allude to this, but to transition to this, but this music has forced me to study my own self and why I am how I am in so many ways, and what I went through that made me this artist that I am today, and this self of this sense of knowing myself. And if you look at biology, it's the study of the human anatomy. So in audio form, I wanted this project to kind of represent that. So the study of myself in audio form. So that's why I want to call it Audiology, and also kind of pay homage to Prince's musicology. And when people see the cover, they'll understand why.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Elijah Blake. I've been your host for today, Samuel Eni. It's been a pleasure. Catch this interview. It's been great, man.
Good
much
stuff, man.
gems, so much gems.
Next time you see him, next time you see me, I'm gonna have his beanie.
Okay, cool.
Cause I got a shirt that Utter Joel gave me that matches that perfectly.
All right, cool, no problem. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Every